The champagne was still cold in my hand. I was standing on the rooftop of the building I had just bought. My name on the deed. 40 floors below, the city moved like a river of light. And, for the first time in my life, I felt like I had arrived. People were laughing behind me. Someone clinked a glass and shouted my name. I smiled, raised my drink. Then I looked down at my phone, just to check the time. That's when I saw it. A text. From a number I hadn't seen in 5 years. 3 words. You promised Eli, no name, no context. Just those 3 words. Sitting on my screen like they'd been waiting 20 years to be sent. My hand went cold around the glass. The noise of the party fell away, and in its place came a voice I hadn't heard in half a decade. A treehouse, a girl with scraped knees, a promise made under a string of fairy lights. I knew exactly who sent it. I had no idea what to do next. Before we continue, like this video if you believe some promises are worth keeping, no matter how much time has passed, some words follow us our whole lives, whether we're ready or not. When I was 9, summer smelled like cut grass and chlorine, and the most important place in the world was a half-built treehouse in my backyard. My dad started it, never finished it. Just a plywood floor wedged between 2 branches of an old maple tree with a rope ladder that wobbled every single time you climbed it. But to Maren and me, it was a castle. Maren lived 2 houses down, gap in her front teeth, dirt under her fingernails, and she could climb that rope ladder faster than I could. Every single time. We spent every summer evening up there, until the porch lights came on and our names got called into the dark. One night near the end of that summer, we sat with our legs hanging off the edge, watching fireflies blink on and off in the field below. The wood was still warm under my palms. Somewhere far off, a dog was barking. The air smelled like someone's barbecue, drifting over the fence. Maren had a plastic ring, the kind from a gumball machine, gold-coloured, with a little red gem already starting to peel. She held it out to me. "When we're grown up," she said, "you have to marry me. That's the rule." I laughed, but I took the ring anyway. Barely fit my pinky finger. "Okay," I said. "I promise." "You can't take it back," she said. "Promises from the treehouse don't expire, ever." I didn't think about it again for years. Not really. Not until tonight. The next spring, my dad got a job offer 3 states away. Within 2 months, our house had a sold sign in the yard. I remember the last afternoon at the treehouse. Maren didn't come outside to say goodbye. I saw her bedroom curtain move, just slightly, and then it was still again. We didn't have phones back then. Not really. Just a landline number scribbled on paper that I lost somewhere in a moving box. I told myself I'd write. I never did. Life moved fast the way it does for kids. And the treehouse and the field and the fireflies became something I only thought about late at night, when I couldn't sleep. I spent the next 15 years building something out of nothing. College on loans I'm still paying off. 3 years sleeping on a friend's couch, building my first company from a laptop balanced on a cardboard box. I missed 2 of my own cousins' weddings because I couldn't afford the flights. And then later, because I couldn't afford to stop working. There were nights I sat in my car in empty parking lots, eating gas station food, wondering if any of it would ever pay off. I dated, sometimes, but never for long. Something in me always held back, like I was waiting for permission to actually be in my own life. By 31, my company had become something real. The building I stood on tonight wasn't just an office. It was proof. Proof that the kid who lost everything had built something that couldn't be taken from him this time. I told myself that was enough. But then the second text came 2 minutes after the first. I know it's been a long time. I saw the article about your company. I didn't think I'd actually do this, but I'm in the city. Can we talk? Maren. My thumb hovered over the screen. 10 seconds felt like an hour. I typed back 4 words. Where are you now? The reply came almost instantly, like she'd been holding her breath too. The coffee shop on 5th. I can wait. I looked at the party behind me, my party. Then back to the message. My chest felt tight in a way no business deal had ever made it feel. The coffee shop was nearly empty, lit in that warm amber way places get after dark. I saw her before she saw me, sitting near the window, hands wrapped around a paper cup, hair pulled back the way it used to be when she'd climbed that rope ladder. She looked up, and for a second, neither of us said anything. "Hi, Eli," she finally said, steadier than I would have been. "Hi," I managed. I sat down across from her. The silence stretched out. Thick. Awkward. 2 people are testing ice on a frozen lake. "This is weird," she said, laughing a little. Same gap-toothed smile, though the gap was gone now. I practiced what I'd say like 50 times in the car. And I forgot all of it the second I saw you. I found myself smiling too. The tightness in my chest is easing. Just slightly. We talked. Slowly at first. Careful. She told me about her mum's health scare a few years back. About moving around for work. About ending up back in this city for what she called a fresh start. Then she reached into her coat pocket and set something on the table. The ring, the gold plastic one. The red gem now faded to a dull pink. The paint chipped down to plain plastic underneath. "I kept it," she said quietly. "I know it's stupid. It's a gumball machine ring. But every time I almost threw it away. I couldn't. My throat tightened. You said promises from the treehouse don't expire," I said. I did say that. She looked up, and for the first time, her composure cracked. Just slightly. "I'm not here because of some childhood pact, Eli. I'm here because there's something I need to tell you, and I didn't want to do it over text." The warmth in the room shifted, like a window had been left open somewhere, and a cold breeze had found its way in. Comment the word remember. If you have someone from your past you never truly forgot, someone whose name still means something to you, even after all these years. "Eli, I need you to understand something before I say this," Maren said. Her hands were trembling slightly around the cup. "I didn't come back because of nostalgia. I came back because 5 years ago, right after I left the city the first time, I found out I was pregnant." The room tilted. I heard the words, but they didn't land. Not right away. Like sound traveling through water. "What?" The word came out smaller than I meant it to. "I was 26. I was scared. And I didn't know how to find you. You'd changed your number. Your company wasn't well known yet. I had no way to reach you. So I made a decision." She took a breath. "I raised her on my own." "Her?" "You have a daughter," I said. It wasn't a question. It was the floor dropping out from under me. "She's 5. Her name is Ren." Maren's eyes filled, but she didn't look away. I know this is a lot. I know I should have found a way to tell you years ago, but I'm telling you now because she's been asking about her father, and I couldn't keep lying to her anymore. She paused. And I couldn't keep lying to myself either. I sat there, completely still. The rooftop party 40 floors above suddenly felt like it belonged to a different person's life entirely. Everything I had built, the company, the building, the version of myself I'd spent 15 years constructing, none of it had prepared me for this. Where is she? I heard myself ask. Where is Ren right now? Maren's eyes flicked toward the door. Her breath caught. She's outside, in the car. I wasn't sure if I should bring her in. I didn't know how tonight would go. I sat there, thinking about everything I had sacrificed to get here. The relationships I let fade because I was too busy. The nights I told myself success would make up for the loneliness. The promise I made under fairy lights when I was 9 years old. A promise I had genuinely forgotten until 2 hours ago. Was it worth it? The building? The deal? Is the party happening without me right now? I thought about a 5-year-old girl sitting in a car outside. A girl who shared my blood, and didn't know my face. I thought about how easy it had been to lose touch with Maren back then. Not because I didn't care, but because I let life get loud enough to drown out the things that actually mattered. What would I have done differently? Everything. I would have written the letter. I would have kept the number. I would have never let a promise from a treehouse become something I had to be reminded of 20 years later. Can I meet her? I asked. My voice was barely above a whisper. Maren nodded, wiping her eyes quickly. She stood up and walked toward the door. Through the window, I watched her approach a small silver car parked at the curb. She opened the back door, and a small figure climbed out. A little girl in a yellow jacket, holding a stuffed rabbit, looking up at the coffee shop with wide, curious eyes. Maren took her hand and started walking back toward the door. And that's when my phone buzzed again. A text from my business partner. The one hosting the party. I had walked out of the party without a word. Eli, where are you? The investors just arrived early. They're asking for you specifically. This could change everything for the company. We need you back now. I looked up. Maren and Ren were almost at the door. I looked back down at the phone, the flashing message, and felt my stomach drop all over again. I had to choose, right now, and there was no version of tonight where I could do both. Subscribe now because part 2 drops soon, and the choice Eli makes in the next 60 seconds will change everything he thought he knew about love, promises, and what it really means to come home. You won't want to miss it.